Worried about your drinking? Reserve your place on today's free Quit Drinking webinar and get a copy of my best-selling book, Alcohol Lied to Me, as a gift just for turning up. www.stopdrinkingexpert.com. Hey, how you doing? This is Craig Beck, aka the Stop Drinking Expert. Welcome into another Happy Sober podcast. Today we're going to ask the big question, the one that I get asked quite often, and that is, which is worse, binge drinking or daily drinking? And if you're asking that question, the chances are you have a horse in this race. And you may be hoping that I am going to pick out your horse for particular praise. Look, whichever side of this you're on, whether you're a binge drinker or a daily drinker, try not to congratulate or berate yourself too much. They are both different sides of the same coin. And in fact, the question, putting it another way, is a bit like trying to debate whether a punch in the face, a punch on the nose is better than a kick in the balls. We can spend a lot of time debating it, but at the end of the day, neither is something you really want to happen, right? But let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Maybe one is better than the other. So let's drill down and talk about whether binge drinking or daily drinking is better or worse. Don't forget, if you are worried about your drinking, if you are looking for a horse in this race, then the first thing you should be doing is going to the website, stopdrinkingexpert.com, and signing up for the free Quit Drinking webinar. And I will even give you a copy of my best-selling book, Alcohol Lied to Me, as a gift just for turning up. All right. So, daily drinking. I was a daily drinker. It was part of my routine. I would get home from work, coat off, bottle of wine opened. And I would sit in front of the TV, drinking wine until I went into some sort of coma. That was my daily routine for about 15 years. Somewhere between 1 and 2 bottles of wine a night were kind of ordered of the day. I would do a bit of binge drinking as well if I went out with my work colleagues. I was notorious as being a bit of a drinker, a bit of a party animal. I was good value. If you invited me out, then I would pay you back. I would drink a lot very quickly. I'd be very funny initially. Then I'd be a bit rude. Then I'd be lewd. Then I'd be crude. Then I'd fall over and hurt myself. So I was good value. But I would say daily drinking was my problem. Now, I've done coaching sessions recently with people who have no problem with that at all. In fact, they can go days, weeks, months without drinking anything at all. But when they drink, my God, do they drink? Once that first drink goes down, it's a collision course with 20 drinks going down. They just can't stop once they start. So which is worse for you? Well, in terms of damage to your life, neither is worse, neither is better. Both are terrible, really. And both have some arguments to be made as to why it's better. As a daily drinker, you may be lured under that kind of false sense of security that you never really seem to get out of control. You never do those disastrous things, where you get so drunk that you humiliate yourself in public, or that you embarrass yourself in front of your boss, or you have sexual indiscretion and you cheat on your wife or husband. So as a daily drinker, you may feel like, okay, I drink too much, but what harm is it really doing? I'm not rock bottom, so therefore I'm okay. I've got a job. I'm holding it down. I'm not getting into trouble with the police. I'm not getting thrown in the drunk tank. I haven't got any DUIs. So therefore, maybe I can carry on. That's the kind of self-talk you can give yourself as a daily drinker. The big self-talk that you can give yourself as a binge drinker is to say things like, well, how can I have a problem if I don't need to drink every day? Alcoholics get up in the morning. The first thing they do is pour themselves a vodka. That's not me. In fact, I can't even remember the last time I had a drink. In fact, I can go weeks without having a drink. Therefore, I can't have a problem. And all this self-talk serves one purpose and one purpose alone, and that is procrastination. It just delays you taking action. And indeed, as a daily drinker, I used to say to myself, but I don't want to drink in the morning. So therefore, I'm not an alcoholic. And I used to say, but I never miss work. I'm never, lying at home so hungover that I can't go to work. Therefore, I don't have a problem. I've never been arrested, never been caught, driving under the influence of alcohol. And all of these things I used as evidence to support my habit. So if you find yourself justifying what you're doing, then you know you've got a problem. Because with things that aren't a problem, you don't justify it. If you ate mashed potato twice in a month, you wouldn't feel the need to justify that, would you? You'd say, I like mashed potato and I'm going to have it again. You wouldn't feel compelled to come up with a list of reasons as to why you are again having mashed potato. See, because it's not a problem in your life. You don't need to justify it. But with alcohol, if you find yourself coming up with reasons why it's okay, you should see that as a red flag. Now, look, they both have their problems, but they're slightly different. Binge drinking and daily drinking. Daily drinking is, you're more likely just going to have a very prolonged and slow death. I mean, that's what daily drinking is. It's just a continuous ingestion of diluted poison that is going to take somewhere between 10 and 20 years off your life. If you are someone in middle age, who probably 90% of my viewers are, and you've been drinking for decades and you don't stop now, alcohol is going to take between 10 and 20 years of your lifespan off you as the price for what you're doing. Okay. Same is true of binge drinkers, but you also have some additional risks with binge drinking as well, in that in those moments of binge where you are so hopelessly intoxicated, you are exposed to a vast array of serious risk. For example, you're so drunk, you've had so much alcohol that you can no longer function as a human being. You're staggering around, often in, unsafe environments, in bars, in the middle of the street, in the middle of the night, looking for a taxi, that sort of thing. You fall over, bang your head, you're dead. Then what does your family do? You're so intoxicated, you've been binging, you've been in the bar all day, you've been drinking, you're now at risk of getting into an argument, getting into a fight. You throw a punch, the guy you hit falls down, bangs his head, he's dead. You go to prison for the rest of your life. These out of control moments that come with binges are significant risk points in your life. This is where your life can be completely destroyed and turned on its head. You have that total out of control moment and you cheat on your wife, you cheat on your husband. Someone takes a picture, your marriage is over. A whole relationship destroyed, the lives of your children significantly impacted. So neither situation is good. And if you are currently in one of those situations and defending it, just save yourself some time. Stop doing that right now. It's doing you no favors at all. Either one of those is not good, and you know that to be the case. So step one, take action. Don't be one of those people that just sit on the fence trying to defend the indefensible for years. And I say that not talking down to you or trying to patronize you, because I did that for 5 years of my life. For 5 years, I tried to defend my drinking to myself, trying to find evidence that I didn't have a problem. I would survey people at work. I would go around all the people at work saying, how much do you drink? Do you drink a bottle of wine a night? And if most people said yes, I'd go, well, there you go. I'm normal. Most people drink a bottle of wine a night. Of course, I had huge confirmation bias going on. Anyone who said, no, that's ridiculous, that's far too much, I would discount their answer and say, they're boring. They're famously boring in the company. Everyone knows they're boring. Or I'd say, they're a bit weird. Yeah, take them out. I would just cherry pick this information and stack it up to defend what I was doing. And you can't. It's just indefensible. Because when you strip it down to what you're doing, if you think about it logically, if you had to explain the behavior to an alien who was visiting this planet, and you had to put it in really basic terms, there's no way you can defend it. We take this poison, and by the way, if we drank this poison undiluted, we would die instantly. It's that powerful, this poison. So, if we drank it 100% straight, it'd just kill us. So we take that, because if we drink it neat, it kills us, we dilute it in a bit of fruit juice. How do you defend that? I mean, the first question is, why just not drink the poison at all? No. We want to drink the poison, but we've got to put it in a bit of orange juice first. Oh, so then it's not poisonous. Oh, no, it is still poisonous. Oh, but it doesn't kill you. Well, it still kills us, but it takes 20 years instead of 24 hours. Okay, so you want to die over 20 years rather than 24 hours. Yes, that's what we want to do. It's indefensible. All right, so take action. Stop sitting on the fence. Get to the website, stopdrinkingexpert.com. Sign up for today's free quit drinking webinar, and I'll give you a copy of my book. And that's where this whole sober journey begins. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next episode. Worried about your drinking? Reserve your place on today's free quit drinking webinar and get a copy of my best-selling book, Alcohol Lied to Me, as a gift just for turning up. www.stopdrinkingexpert.com